Hey there, in this episode of How Tuesday, we're going to talk about how to make kale cubes. So what is a kale cube? Well, it is kale blended with water, frozen into ice cubes. And why would you make kale cubes? Well, it's a great way to use up greens that are on that verge of going bad. And then you can take those cubes and you can pop them into your smoothies in the morning. And it really doesn't change the taste that much of smoothies. And it is a great way to get in your greens if you're not someone who really loves to eat kale. And so I mentioned it's a great way to use up leftover greens. So I bought this bag of kale in addition to bags of spinach and bags of lettuce. And we just didn't eat all those greens. And I didn't want this to go bad. So I ripped off the ribs because bagged kale is not very good about ripping off ribs. So I ripped off the ribs, that's that spine of the kale, threw it in a blender. You can do this really with any green. I would say maybe not arugula because that's got a strong kind of spicy flavor that would impact the flavor of a smoothie. But the milder greens, so kale, spinach, maybe even Swiss chard with the ribs removed. And you can then preserve your greens for your smoothies or even in soups or stews, hot dishes that you want to add a little extra nutrients. So I just kind of eyeball it. So I'm going to fill up some water. I don't know how much that is. So you can kind of see there's some water in there. And I plug in my blender, that would help. I mean, this is so easy to do. I did this when my kids were learning how to eat, so when I was making baby food. But I would use hot water so that it would steam it a little bit. Gotta turn it on high. So it's amazing how much that shrinks down. Even when you cook greens, it shrinks down like that too. And then you just pour it into your ice cube trays. It's okay that it's going to be kind of like chunky and liquidy because this is a great way to also add some thickness to your smoothies, is to have this frozen green instead of using regular ice cubes. So you just pour it in your ice cube tray. I'm not doing a very neat job right now. Ooh, can we see it? Ooh, I'll spread that out. Pop it in the freezer, and voila, you have greens for your smoothies ready to go in the morning. So I hope that this was helpful, and let me know if you try this trick. All right, see ya.